Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Uncle Fest again, and this is part 4 of my Street Fighter 5 modding series, modding tutorial actually. And so let's jump right in it. This is Alex's body. Let me see. So what I've done so now is I merged the pants and torso from Alex that I showed in my previous video with Bison. I've deleted some faces and stuff from the mesh so I can align everything up how I want it. I meshed together the head here. I mean, there's still work to do on it, but this is just a basic start. So this is Bison's face, and it's the basic texture model that I want, the base mesh to show damage. So there's a couple things we're going to do. First, I forgot to mention in the previous video something related to the normal map. Okay, so when you add your normal map here, you need to scroll all the way down and you'll see where it says influence. Normally it'll have a check mark here for color. Deselect that and put a check mark here next to normal under the geometry section. And that was it. That's what I forgot to mention. Coordinates are always going to be UV. This always stays the same. And then yeah, that's the same there too. We don't need this because we're not using DXT5. We're using BC compression. So as far as I know, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but BC5 and BC7 do not use interpolation. Okay, which it tells you right there is just how pixels are filtered, the selected pixels are filtered. So as far as I know, they do not use interpolation. So there's no reason to select this. And in this video, I'll go ahead and do a bake test. Bake out a normal map without this selected and one with this selected, just to verify whether or not it actually makes a difference in the normal map itself. Now, in order to well, first I'm jumping ahead. So I've joined these two together using the Control J function to join the two meshes. So as you can see here under the Vega's primary mesh, which is VEG_01, we have Alex here on his skin. So what I've done, I guess I should have started this a little earlier. So this is fairly simple. Right now I have it separated for a reason. So we're gonna go here, and on Alex 1 skin, as you can see, that's the skin and these are the pants. Yes, there's still some faces protruding through the boots, and that's fine. I'll fix that later. This is mainly just to show you the next step in the modding process. So we're going to go ahead and deselect the pants and deselect the skin. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to shift these UV vertices, the layout of the vertices on the UV map, to make room for Bison's normal UV channel, to make room for Alex's UV channel. So the way we're going to do that is you place the cursor up here on this corner, that little triangle right there, and left click on it and drag out to open up this window. Then on here in this viewport, left click and go to UV image editor. So this is just a base, an image base. I've already created something called Untitled, which is just a blank space basically. Let's see, this is 4096 by 40. Actually, I'm just going to delete this and start from new. So let's create a new one. I'm going to name it normal map map new. Uncheck alpha, leave this, put this generated as blank, make sure width and height are 4096 by 4096, and click OK. And then we're going to click this to use this thing. Now on this side, on this viewport, press the A key to highlight everything. So this is the current layout of the UV map. Okay, so as you can see, skin for Alex, and I think it's cloth. Oh, let's find out. We have skin for Bison. Okay, there's his hands. They're interconnected here. So we have to move Alex's skin away and put it somewhere over where there's space. So let's start finding out where there is space. Guard. Okay, looks like there might be some space here in between all this stuff. And maybe up here, because we no longer have hair, I can move some of the stuff around. What else? We have pants. Okay, so luckily, well, it looks like we have a piece of pants right here. We can move. Yeah, we'll need to move that. But this fits very good. So we can go ahead and leave that part of the pants there. What we want to move is this part. So this is how we would do this. We will go ahead and deselect. Okay, well, look, let's select everything. We're going to start deselecting things. So deselect the skin. Okay, perfect. So why don't we go ahead and now over here, I just used box, which is the B key, and then I, with middle mouse button, click and drag that to deselect that. I'm going to show you why in a minute. I'm actually going to do the same thing here. Okay, so now I want to move this, which is in Blender's called translate. It's the G key, but for those that might not understand the letters that I'm saying because of my English, we're gonna go ahead and you go to UVs. You click on UVs down here, and then we're gonna go to transform, translate here. And we're going to move this right here. Okay, that keeps the legs nice and section there. So then now we're going to go ahead and clear that. And then we're going to select this. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to move this over here. Okay, now we're going to start adding, just so we can see what's going on. Okay, so as we can see, this is interfering here, so I'm going to need to scoot this over a little bit. So let's hide this, and then what I'll do is Okay, so let's move this over. See, I would like it to be there. I would generally like the, maybe put the arms there and the chest up on top, because this fits kind of good right there. Yeah, that fits. This fits really well right here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the body there and I'll move these arms over in a second. So to do that, I'm just going to get rid of this. And then we're going to circle. Okay, we're going to move this over here. Okay. So this is still too far that way. Alright, I'm just going to really quickly move over this slightly. Maybe move it to right about. I guess here seems pretty good. It's not in the way of anything. Yeah, alright, that'll work. Okay, so it looks like I have a good compromise here. Now I'm going to bake out a normal map from this. So I haven't actually done anything to this mesh as far as modeling, sculpting actually. So my normal map is going to be fairly plain, but this is just to show you guys how to create a normal map for a multi-res texture working in a Blender. So first, you need to add a multiplier to your mesh. So you will click on multiplier, add modifier, and click on multi-resolution. This is the modifier thing here. Now in multi-res, you would click subdivide until you get to your however level of subdivision that you want to add to your mesh. I personally wouldn't go higher than 4 or 5. I'm doing 5 because I have a Ryzen 1800X CPU, so it does fairly well with Blender, and subdivision of 5. You guys need to keep in mind that Street Fighter 5 does not use low poly meshes like a lot of games. It does use high poly meshes, which is why the normal maps aren't as extensive as they are in some other games, and why the characters models look so good. It's because they're a high poly mesh. So before we bake, you need to make sure that every single material is being used in your model that you're baking from has the necessary textures assigned to it. So I went ahead and assigned textures to Guard and Alex Skin and Pants. Okay, now what I will do is, I mean, I guess I can do that now actually. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just reassign this to Bison's primary, so that way all this gets used up. Okay, so let's deselect this for a second. I'll go ahead and select skin. And then this skin, and we're going to assign it to the normal Vega skin. Okay, perfect. Oh, I fucked that up. Let me see, I think I can go backwards. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we have this assigned to skin, and then this is guard, right? Perfect. So I'm going to put this for now as cloth. I might change that later. So we're going to come down here, select, and then go to cloth, assign. All right, then I can delete these two materials from here because I don't need these anymore. Oh, that's right. I can't be in edit mode to do that. Let's go back to object mode real quick. Okay, perfect. And everything's still coordinated how I need it. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and bake this into this normal map. So, important. Preview, I know some people say the preview should be set on 1, otherwise the baking won't work. The version of Blender that I'm using is just the newest version available, which is 2.78. And from what I've seen, we don't need to put preview 1. It actually comes out a lot better if you put preview 0. You leave sculpt and render at the highest possible level, which is the level that you should have done all of your sculpting in. So then you're going to click on this little camera, little icon here, which is the render icon. All right, don't worry about any of this stuff. Scroll all the way down to bake. You're going to bake mode, click on that and select normals. Click on bake from multi-res. You can click on clear if you're baking a blank normal. If you're going to bake a multi-res normal on top of an existing normal map that you already have, then you would uncheck that. What it would bake the differences over whatever you already have on your normal map in here. We're making a brand new one, a blank one, so we're not going to need to do that. Let me select this. Okay, and margin, I recommend, at least when using a subdivision of 5, to use margin, the maximum margin that they'll allow you to set, which is 64. That's the maximum you can set in Blender, at least in this version. And that will give you a better normal map. It'll bring out a lot more detail from the mesh that from the sculpting that you've done. So we're just going to go ahead and click on bake. You can see right up here it's baking. Oh, I don't. Why didn't it? Okay, hold on, because I must have forgot something. Sorry, it's kind of late. It's already. No, this is not. Okay, let's delete this. New. Bear with me a moment. This is the one that I did earlier, and I don't remember why Like, by the way, I fucking did. I think. Um. Yeah. In fact, I think I just baked it right on this. On the grid that's here. No. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. It is blank. It's well, here it's baked to the normal map. Yeah, definitely. You see, all of this weird looking design on the normal map, that is actually how the mesh looks right now. If I go into object mode, you can see here how the fifth layer that I created has all of that wrinkly all over the skin. And that's because it's got a huge amount of vertices all over it. So of course it's going to look odd, but this is perfect for sculpting. I'll be able to smooth everything out once I'm done with it and create something halfway decent. I mean, I'm not a great modeler, so I'm not going to create a work of art. But I think I'm going to be able to accomplish what I want to accomplish with this particular mod and with the rest of my Halloween mods. And if 5 is a little bit too high, I'll go down one. But I think 5 is where I'm comfortable at. Because even though I would be previewing it at 1 or 2 maybe, the sculpting layer would be sculpting on 5. So I would still be able to work through it fairly quickly. Sorry about that, guys. So for some reason, going to the highest level of preview caused my graphics card to stop recording and Blender to crash. I'm not sure why that happened. It probably could have been too much strain on the card with the recording. Anyways, this is what he looks like on the 5th subdivision. So you can see how all of these weird wrinkles are all over it, which is why it appeared on the normal map. And now I'm gonna actually have to bake it again because the one that I had was lost. Was it? Yes, it was. So we're gonna go back down. Hopefully this doesn't crash again. I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like on the highest subdivision. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to baking now. I might as well save this. Okay. Oh yeah, that shouldn't matter because we're not doing an output right now. We're baking onto this, so that should not matter. There it goes. Now it's working. I don't know why I didn't do that last time. Alright, so let's just make sure we got a good bake out of that. Yeah. Alright, so now you want to save this. So we're going to save as image, and we're going to save it right here in this folder is fine as a TGA, Targa, relative path, and we're going to name it normal for now, or whatever I put there. What I put there? Bormal. Just good enough. Say that shit. Alright, now we can close this. Oh no, actually, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up the rest of this now. So we're gonna go ahead and delete this old armature that I had here, which I don't need. I'm gonna delete that. Hold on, select, delete, delete, delete. Okay, hold on. Let's hide this. Make sure everything looks good. Yes, it does. Oh, I didn't even check to see how my weights are. I think I need to weight paint, maybe. I'm not going to do that now, of course. Let's go to chest. That's cheek. I'm just gonna, yeah, I have to weight paint. Oh, well, no, maybe not. Okay, so it did transfer as soon as I joined. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I don't have to do any weight painting. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and export this stupid model now. You guys should already know how to do this, but you select your mesh, and then hold the shift key and left click on armature here, and you're gonna file, export FBX. You pick your folder. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna export it as something different. So here you put a check mark on selected objects. The scale, you can leave 1. I changed the scale in Unreal Engine because the scale should be 0.39371 005, I think it is, or 8. Either way, it'll round it to the right size in Unreal Engine anyway. So on geometries, where it says apply modifiers, you select face. It needs to be face for smoothing, otherwise it won't. That's what creates the smoothing groups for Unreal Engine. Armatures, remove, add leaf bones, and on armature you select root. Pretty sure I've shown this in the very first video that I did, but I don't really remember anymore. And just deselect big. Okay, don't change this, leave that as 7.4 binary. And then here you just select armature, hold the shift key and select mesh. The rest of it just leave alone. We're going to go ahead and give it a name of Bison is fine. And export. Oh, I think I should have changed my Multires modifier, because yeah, that's why it's taking so long. This is gonna that's just stupid. Sorry about that. I forget shit when it's so freaking late. See, this is what happens when you try to make tutorials when you're half asleep. Nothing goes the way it's supposed to. So what's going on here now, I did save it, right? I think I saved it. Fuck. I'm pretty sure I saved it. So I'm just going to close this. I'm going to exit out of this. Hopefully it doesn't crash my graphics card. It shouldn't. Okay. And we're going to start that back up. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's load this up. Okay. So the reason that happened is because I still have this. So I need to... I'm going to see if I can leave it active and then just do sculpt and render too low. Okay, object mode. Let's see if that works. Wait, no. Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so for now I'm just going to save this anyways, like this, and I'll come back to it later to finish it. Close this bullshit. Okay, I'm in Street Fighter 5. What is this? Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and so the size that it needs to be, we're uniform. Okay, first when you're importing anything into, when you're importing your FBX file, make sure that import mesh and import as skeletal are automatically checked. If not, then what you have exported is not a skeletal mesh. It is a static mesh, and it will not bring over the actual bones. Because you would need to re-export out of Blender. As long as these two are automatically checked, you have correctly exported. So now we don't have any morph targets, so you don't have to worry about that. We're now going to set the scale. So it would be 0.3937005. This is going to round it up to like 701. So actually, hold on, because I think it's 393,708. Yeah, that sounds correct. 708. Click import. And this will import the mesh along with all of the materials and the textures that we attached, which obviously the normal map I'm going to replace with the one that we created in Blender. So this is going to take a quick minute here. And I'll show you guys really quick how to do all of these files. And then well, while that's working, I'm actually going to go ahead and grab what is the name of the normal map. Okay, so why is it not here? Where did I save it? There it is. This is almost done. Okay, so we're going to take all of these. You just left click one, hold the shift key, left click the last one to highlight them all, left click and drag to the material folder, click on copy. No, it should have been moved here, but it's fine. Let it compile its shaders, and I'll just delete them from here. Force delete. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with this. Texture, move. Okay. That's because this is already here. That's fine. And we still have our materials. And then the mesh. Okay, so here we need to change the name. So just right click on it, rename. Sorry. You can right click on it and left click rename, or you can press the F2 key, which is what I'm going to do here. VEG01. Remember to always write this in capital letters. Oh, that's something funky there. What's going on there? Something didn't link correctly. That should be cloth. Okay. Okay, that's fine, but that's not element 0. Element 0 is actually skin. Right? Yeah. See, I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys what's happening here in a minute. Well, I guess I should do it now. Will it matter? Probably. Yeah, okay. So we need to go into the material editor. First, let me finish this. So I'm going to go ahead and rename that. And then the skeleton is going to be common skeleton. Just common. Okay, so I'm going to come here, delete the one that I have here. Force delete. Come back. Left click and drag this to skeleton. Move here. I can delete this because I don't need it. Texture. I'm going to put this one in. Yes, please. And I realized that I forgot to show the difference between interpolated and not interpolated. Again, I'm not in the right state of mind right now. Do character normal map. Compress without alpha and disabled. Yeah, that's why. All right, so here's what's going on with the way that's looking. Because there's multiple textures attached to each material, Unreal Engine simply attached it to the SSS material instead of the correct material for the skin. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that this is attached to the right material as far as where it goes here. And when we make an instance out of it, it's going to write which one goes to what. So we need to make sure it's correct, otherwise in game the texture will be reflected on the wrong material. So we're gonna go ahead and do base color here, and then I'm not sure what the hell this is. Oh, hold on, this is supposed to be normal map. So we grab that from normal, assign. Yes. Okay. You don't need to add these, although I mean you could, I guess. SRMA would be roughness and metallic, and that's it. What's the next one? Is guard. Okay. No. So what is incorrect here? Color, color, masks. Yeah, that's correct. So what the fudge? Alright. This is still wrong. Missing input. But I assigned it an input texture. It's right here. Oh, this is ridiculous. Sorry about that, guys. This is taking a lot longer than I anticipated, and unnecessarily. I might edit this video down a little bit to skip all of this garbage that I have to. I'm not sure why it's doing that. And I'm not sure if it's actually going to matter in the end. Let's take a look. So we're just going to create the instances first and see what happens. I select them all, right click, create material instance. Is going to create the instances. As you can see here, they have the suffix of inst. We're going to remove all those suffixes. So first we delete the actual materials. Just making sure that there's okay. So delete those. Yes. Yes. Cancel. Okay, so now we're going to change these. So here I'm just pushing F2, the end key, and then backspace 5 times, enter, right arrow key to go to the next one, just in case you guys want to know how I'm navigating through it quickly. Now, you can remove some of these materials. I'm not right now. I probably will when I finish the mod, because a lot of this stuff, because I'm not using it, it's gonna be unnecessary to use. But let's see here, cloth. Okay. What happened to guard? Okay. So now we go to the mesh. It's gonna probably look all banged up. No? Okay, well, that's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and add skin. And then this one is going to be eyes. Eyes 1. Okay, just in case you guys didn't know, everything here is actually labeled. So you can see here 01 skin, 01 eyes, right? It should be in order. So these are gonna be all. Yeah, I might have them in the wrong order. So I don't remember what came next. I'm just gonna use guard. I don't think it's in alphabetical order either. So, okay. Unfortunately, to get this to be the correct order, you would see what order it was placed in Blender. The material list in Blender shows the correct order in which the materials should be here. So I guess I might as well just, I mean, it doesn't take that long for me to open shit up anymore, so. Okay, so skin, eyes one, hat, cloth, skirt one, guard. Hat. Oh no. Okay. Right. Because there's no textures attached to anything else. So actually, I'm going to be with a character that doesn't have eyeballs. And that's my fault. Guard. And then oh no, wait, actually I do have this in there, I think. Yeah, eyes one. Guard, cloth, and eyelash. That's how I have it set up. Alright, sorry about that again. Alright, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to save all. I'm going to cook this. And that's it. In my next video, I guess, yeah, because this video is already super long and I know you guys aren't going to want to sit through this entire shit. So in my next video, I will start off with showing what this character looks like currently in Street Fighter 5. And that's all I'm going to do is show what it looks like. So for you guys who actually want to see how it came out, you can check that part of the video out. If not, then you can skip it and go to the next tutorial, which will be towards the end when I show some more stuff that I'm going to do in Blender now. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys in this long ass tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. Leave a like, share the video, and enjoy modding. Thank you. Okay, so I know I said I was gonna do this in a separate video, but it's only gonna take a couple minutes, and I might as well tack it on, seeing how the upload's gonna take time anyway, or the tutorial's gonna take time to upload anyway. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this guy looks like. Now, just for clarity's sake, I had to go in and put the correct textures for the skin and pants that I took from Alex's costume, and I put them in the correct places for where I remapped the UV channel on Bison in order to get it to show correctly, and I had to do it for all of the textures. I will show that, the end result of that, in my next tutorial.
Bison. Bison.
Hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know how this is going to come out as far as the audio goes.
I will dominate all.
So that's what he looks like right now. Of course, I have a lot of texturing to do. I have to change the coloring of the skin on his body and his face, because it's going to be a zombie, not a person. But I think I like the actual pants, how they came out. It looks really good on Bison. I might add some blood staining around it. Maybe where those tears are in the pants, I might add some blood in there. A little bit of flesh, I'm not sure.
Away with you. Ultimate.
As you can see, he doesn't really have eyes. There's some kind of weird thing going on with his mouth animation. That'll all get fixed. It looks kind of funny now, but I'll fix all that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and this quick look at the current status of the mod, and see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like on the video if you like the video. If you don't like it, let me know why, what I could do different. And if you have any requests or want to see any games portrayed in 4K, or you want a tutorial for modding a specific game, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to do it.